everybody, Trinity here. Welcome back to 2nd Street. It's DC Tuesday, and here I am in my local comic book shop, Bases, Cards, and Comics, right here in Lancaster, California, to present you all with my comic book pull list for the week. Now, if you don't know what a comic book pull list is, that's okay. There should be a video right up there where you can go and learn a little bit more about that. Now, what I am also going to do is I'm going to give you some reviews of these books as well. There will be timestamps down in the description where you can go through if you don't want to see all of these books. But first, I'm going to tell you the books that I've got here, and then we're going to go into the dungeon where I will review all of the rest of these books. But before we get into that, one of the things I want to talk about this week, guys, is we got the new previews coming out this week as well. So we're gonna have just some new comic books to go through that are getting ready to come out here in a couple of months. And you guys know, in case you guys haven't been paying attention to the channel, I've kind of decided to take a little bit more of another shift again. Once again, we're going to, you guys know I don't pull many Marvel and DC books anymore. Been going mostly towards the indies. Even my indie stack is getting a little thick. So we're gonna cut it back a little bit more. And what we're going to do is we're gonna start looking at some of the statues and some of the omnibuses and stuff. I was kind of inspired by Gem Mint Collectibles, let me tell you, because, you know, going to his channel, I see in his background, he's always got those omnibuses that are nice and big and thick, and then he's got all those statues and everything. I don't know. You know, maybe my nerd thing is, am I maturing or am I going backwards here? I don't really know. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'm going to go over my comic book pull list again here, and then, as I said, towards the end of the video, there will be some reviews. Starting off no different, we've got a couple of Marvel books today. First, we've got Marvels issue number 1, and look at this. Like, oh, this is the Marvels, my bad. And take a look at that cover. I had to get this because of that cover. You know, they do those Fire Alex Ross covers, but also just take a look at the fact that, like, I don't know, it just looks sick. It just looks sick. Like, if this was a poster, I want it. But anyway, and it's written by Kurt Busiek. I haven't really read a whole lot of his work, but I do know I just read that Thunderbolts, the introduction of the Thunderbolts and everything from 1985. Dude, I'm telling you, that was a great series written by Kurt Busiek. You should probably go and check that out if you haven't. I'm going to have a review of that coming up here on the channel very soon as well. Also going to look for the Omni of that came out not too long ago. Now, the next one we've got here is Black Widow issue number 6. You guys know I like Black Widow, one of my favorite characters in the Marvel universe, and man, I'm telling you, someday here pretty soon you guys are gonna see something pretty cool. But you're gonna check this one out and check out that cover from Adam Hughes there. Pretty good job there. Only thing I would say is, like, she looks a little top heavy in this photo. Looks like, is it just me? Is it just me? I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, looks. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a Marvel approved body type, but hey, I'm all for it. Now, moving on into AFTERSHOCK Comics, you guys know how much I love their books. First one we got right here is Shadow Doctor issue number 3. I have really enjoyed this series. Can't wait to get into this one. As I said, pay attention. We're going to have some reviews of those coming up here by the end of the video. We got Nuclear Family issue number 3 here as well, written by Stephanie Phillips. The next one we'll have here is I Breathe the Body by Zach Thompson. This one has been just a great series. I've really enjoyed this one so far as well. After that, we will have E-Ratic. This series coming to an end here in issue number 5. Absolutely love this one so far. Can't wait to read this issue and talk about this one here a little later on. Then in Boom Studios, we've got Berserker issue number 2. Make sure that if you're heading to the comic shop this week, if you bought that foil cover that came out not too long ago, you take that little insert with you so you can get your Something is Killing the Children reprint of issue number 1. So make sure you do that. And also, make sure you pick up Berserker number 2. Why wouldn't you? Unless you back the Kickstarter like I did, and, you know, maybe you're sitting there thinking, like, maybe should I be picking up all these single issues still? I don't know. Let me know how you feel about that down in the comments below. While I tell you about the next one we'll talk about is Once and Future issue number 18. This series, I don't know. I've been liking it. Then we've got another one right here we won't be talking about in the previews because I haven't caught up with this series yet. This is on Broadsword Comics. This is Jim Balance Tarot issue number 127. So these smut comic books right here, I've got a handful of them. We're gonna read them and we're gonna review them eventually, and we'll see just how, you know, is it just all for the art, or is there actually a story going on here? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of those. I'm pretty interested to know myself. Then moving on into Dark Horse Comics, you guys know Cyberpunk 2077. This one is You Have My Word. This is a new series coming out. This is going to be another 4-issue miniseries, just like they did with the Cyberpunk 2077 issue miniseries that came out not too long ago, written by Cullen Bunn, that was absolutely great. I thought that was a great series. But moving into Dynamite, we're going to have Deja Thoris. This one is a one-shot. This one's Deja Thoris Winter's End. Again, this is one I won't be reviewing, guys. I'll admit to you when I'm doing this, this is a cover buy. This is strictly a cover buy. Joseph Michael Linsner, hey, you got me. You got me every single time. Especially on those Deja Thoris covers. He must really like Deja Thoris because every single one of those covers is fire. You know what I mean? But anyway, then after that, we're actually going to talk about this one a little bit. We've got Department of Truth issue number 8 hitting the shelves this week as well. Been a pretty decent series so far. Then after that, moving into Source Point Press, I won't be talking about this one because I'm gonna have to catch up on this series. But we've got the Damned Cursed Children number 4 on Source Point Press. And then after that, again, another one I'm going to have to catch up on because I still got to get the issue number 1 on this as well. But that's Dead End Kids Suburban Job, issue number 4. This is the end of this series. And I got to tell you, I can't wait till that issue number 1 comes in so I can get caught up on this one. Because Frank Gogol, what he did with that first series, the 3-issue miniseries, I really did like it as well. Plus, he did No Heroine, which I thought was a very good series as well. It was only 3 issues, and I have that in a trade paperback that I thought was good. But moving on into Vault Comics this week, we're going to have Shadow Service issue number 7. Again, I'm not big into the magic and all of that stuff, but this one's combining magic, horror, and some other stuff. I've really enjoyed this series overall. Plus, I dig these covers right here with these Rebecca Isaacs covers. I'm going to miss her art in the upcoming Money Shot 3rd story arc coming up. But hey, it is what it is. And also, the last thing that's on my comic book pull list this week, guys, is The Plot. This is Volume 2, the end of the Plot series. I absolutely love this series. I've reviewed every single one of these issues, so make sure that you go back and check these out. And I gotta tell you, it's pretty soon, who knows, I might actually do a giveaway for this as well, because, you know, I gave away Volume 1, why wouldn't I give away a Volume 2, right? I mean, to get entered into that giveaway, you're probably gonna have to be subscribed to the channel and comment and videos and stuff, and, you know, yeah, you should probably do that. If you want to become a channel member, you can do that as well. There's a link down in the description as well as, you know, if you want to send in direct donations, you could do all. You don't have to do it. It's not required. It's not required, but definitely check that out. But that's all I've got for my comic book pull list this week, guys. Let me know down in the comments below what's on your comic book pull list, and I will dive into some reviews right after we show you a little clip here of all the books that are going to be hitting the shelves of your local comic book shop this weekend. Okay, guys, kicking it off this week, we got Aftershock Comics Shadow Doctor issue number 3, written by Peter Calloway. This has art by Georges Genty. It's got colors by Wancho and letters by Charles Pritchett. You can see all those names right there on the cover. Now, this story is about the writer Peter Calloway's great-grandfather, Nathaniel Calloway, and how he was trying to start up his practice back in the 1930s in Chicago. And what we've got here is kind of a background, a history so far of what it took him to get there. Here in issue number 3, the midpoint of the series, it has gotten absolutely great, where we're getting a little bit more background information about Nathaniel Calloway, a little bit of his upbringing before we are thrust back into the current times in 1930 Chicago as he is trying to start his own practice. He was a black man in 1930 Chicago, so finding money to open a practice wasn't going to happen because he certainly couldn't get a job, and starting his own practice, he needed money, and banks weren't going to give him money. And he went to the one place that he knew he could get it just from some ties of people that he grew up with. And here we see that he is thrust into the life of crime, and he finally opens up his practice. He got the keys, he's got a new office, and now he has his first client. And you know what? It's not all that he thought it would be. I thought Shadow Doctor issue number 3 here was absolutely great. I'll show you some of the art that you get here in this book. You can kind of expect to get from Georges Genty's art and Wancho's colors. Some very nice stuff here. We can flash back here into the back into the 30s here. A little bit of seeing them back into the Oklahoma there in the early 1900s. Altogether, this, like I said, I've really enjoyed this story, this art in this book. I think has really fit the story as well, as we've kind of gone on here over these last 3 issues. I believe this one is only a 5-issue miniseries, and I got to tell you, I really do enjoy this one. I kind of figured I would enjoy this one just by what was solicited. But then not only that, this is a little bit different than what we typically get out of an Aftershock Comics book, where, you know, typically they're like thriller, horror, and here we're getting a little bit more of just a look at a kind of true crime, real life story, like history. It's been a very good book, and I've really enjoyed that. Enjoy seeing Aftershock Comics take this. I don't know if it's even a pivot. I'm not sure how many other, like, maybe true to life stories. I'm sure there's a little bit of dramatization here, but for the most part, I'm sure a lot of this stuff actually happened as far as the events unfolding and everything. I don't think there's really any, you know, like exact events. Do we know? We weren't there. I mean, we just know stories, right? But I think this story has been very good so far here. Shadow Doctor, midway through the story, has been very, very good. But let me know down in the comments below if you've been reading Shadow Doctor and what you have thought of it so far. And now that will take us into Nuclear Family, issue number 3, being written by Stephanie Phillips. This book has art by Tony Chastain. J.D. Metler is the colorist, and Troy Puteri is the letterer. I'll show you those names right there. This story right here is kind of is like, I don't know, it's like not a futuristic, it's a post-apocalyptic tale, I guess you could say. After the nukes have been dropped in the 1950s, we see that things kind of go really strange for our main character here, as there was a nuclear bomb set off. And there was this man, the salesman, he's a used car salesman, and he was at home with his family when this bomb went off. And then it turns out that when this bomb went off, he went outside to inspect and see what had happened. It turns out their house ended up getting invaded. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And it turns out they were about like 10 years in the future, post nuclear warfare. And been very interesting because these agents break into his house and take our main character and his family here. They take him into this prison, and they're starting to question him, and they think they're a bunch of they believe they are Russians and that they are there spying on America. And it's been a pretty interesting story so far. Don't know quite how to explain it as you're sitting there seeing this family kind of being separated. And, you know, after these bombs that went off, and, you know, they're, like I said, as far as we know, it's an American family, and they're there in America, and all of a sudden, they're torn apart, and they think they're somewhere else. It's kind of a Twilight Zone kind of thing. It's been a pretty good series so far. You can see some of the art that you can expect out of this book. Again, Stephanie Phillips has been writing. It seems like she's wrote quite a few stories here over the past couple of years, and I believe this is at least the third one that I personally have read here on Aftershock Comics, written by her. But here in this issue, we do see that the family is there, still being questioned by the military, and they have been separated, and the children are out on their own trying. They're doing what they can to try to get out of and escape out of this camp, where we see the our main character, the husband and his wife, they've been separated. They've been being questioned, and then they've also been put together. But the kids end up getting out, and they come across a friend that's there to help them. But when it comes to things like that, I'm sitting there like, is that really a friend? Is that somebody should you be trusting that person? I don't know. But let me know down in the comments below if you have been reading Nuclear Family and what you have thought of it so far. Again, I think the story and the art has been pretty good. And I've really been enjoying this one. Couple issues left. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below, and we'll get into the next one here, which is another one of my favorites. This one is I Breathe the Body, issue number 4. This one is being written by Zach Thompson. It's got art by Andy McDonald, right? Yeah. Colors by Triona Farrell and lettered by Hassan Atsmani El How. I will show you those names right there, where you can take a look at those, and you even get a little bit of a look at some of the art there that you're getting in this book as well. Now, this one right here is definitely a story I'm into. It's like a horror. It's a body horror that's telling this, I don't know, maybe it's a fungal body horror, telling this story about big tech, these social media conglomerates, and what maybe the things that the culpability in what is, how much are they responsible for in our society? As we see here, there's this company called what is it, MyC, that has one of the creator's son, Milo, had actually committed suicide on a live stream, and this was something that people were really engaged in and wanting to see. And they what they're doing is what they're talking about in this book is like the attention economy, and what these big tech conglomerates will do, the lengths they will go to keep you onto their platform, even knowing that they are doing something wrong, right? Very interesting stuff going on here in this book. Like I was saying, Zach Thompson's really playing on this whole spores thing, this whole fungus technology, biotechnology, as well, just like all this, just all these kinds of tech going into this stuff here. And we also see that like one of our main characters here that is actually working with the creator of this. They're all kind of trapped in his at his house, at his property, and they're not allowed to leave at this point until they get everything figured out. And one of our main characters there, we see that she actually has motivations of her own and a reason why she ended up in this particular job and everything that's led there. And just some very interesting stuff going on here throughout this book. Zach Thompson's written several books that I have read. He's very good at doing some of this horror stuff. And just since I have been reading him, the comics that I have read of his, I believe the first one I actually remember reading from him was the Black Stars Above on Vault Comics. And very heady, very deep. You may have to go back and read it a time or two before it really kind of sinks in. But I've really enjoyed I Breathe the Body. This is issue number 4, so issue number 5 is getting ready to wrap it up. The penultimate issue here, if you will, getting ready to head in to that final chapter. I'm telling you, I think this issue has been really good. This series is really good, but it's definitely one that's not for everybody, with kind of the horror elements and everything going on in it. But let me know down in the comments below if you have been reading I Breathe the Body by Zach Thompson. It's a very good one. It's a very good one. And I see him on Twitter all the time. He's like working on some of his different projects and stuff. Like, yeah, hey, we need more Zach Thompson horror out there in the comic world. Let me tell you that. Now, moving on into AWA Upshot, we only got one book this week. We've got E-Ratic issue number 5. And guys, I am telling you, I absolutely love this series. I love this book. And the way this series ended, I'm just like, dang it, I didn't love this ending because it leaves me wanting more. I need more of this. Yes, yes. Written by Kari Andrews, and the art is by Kari Andrews as well. It's got colors by Brian Reber, and let me see who the color. The letterer was Sal Cipriano. You can see those names right there. Let me see those names right there. Again, this book has been telling a story about this superhero. This new superhero that this takes place in the AWA Upshot universe, the Axelverse, if you will. And it's a post-apocalyptic world in which, if you ever read any of the other books, one you could probably definitely read is The Resistance, where it was the one that kind of launched all these titles. And there was a virus that had spread around the world. A lot of people died. A lot of people got sick. Some of those who got sick inherited powers. And some of them known as reborns. And this book right here is about one of those people, one of those characters, one of those reborns who has gotten some powers. This young man, and he has these powers, and he only gets them for 10 minutes at a time. But what we see has happened in this town where he's moved to with his mom, who is an alcoholic and don't have a job, amongst other issues of her own here, and his older brother. He gets there, and their high school has actually been the faculty are starting to change the students by this kind of like alien thing taking stuff over. It almost reminds me of that movie The Faculty, but a little bit different here. They're telling this story here through these kids in high school and everything, and telling a lot about like just a personal responsibility, being your own person, not being necessarily a conformist and just going along with the crowd and what everybody is telling you to do, that it's okay to stand up and be your own person. And I've absolutely loved that in this book. The art in this book I have really enjoyed as well. Again, sometimes you get some of these backgrounds that I swear they look like they've just been, it's like a photo with a filter on it, and and then maybe they toss some lines and stuff on it, but then they put art over it. I didn't notice that so much in this one, and that could be just because this last issue was so damn good here. Seeing our main character, Oliver, right? Ollie, as he's kind of growing into his powers, and he has a girlfriend. I'll show you some of these. I'll show you some of this art here. He has a girlfriend now, and well, it's kind of been a bumpy road. And that's why I say, like, is it his girlfriend? We don't really know. Some very interesting stuff here as everything comes to a head in here as he goes to face off against the principal, the first one of the faculty members who had been taken over. Actually, it wasn't even the principal. This guy was, God, what was he? He was like I want to say he was like a language arts teacher or something. I can't remember. He was like some sort of other teacher. And then like the principal died. Like, I don't know. He came and usurped some power. And that's him right there. And I don't know, man. This book has just been really good. Kari Andrews' art has been really good. The story has been really good. A book that I definitely think a lot of people should be reading. I don't see or hear enough people talking about this book. I absolutely love this story right here. This is one that I think you should not only read. I mean, it's going to be coming out on trade paperback, but you know what? Go out there and read it. And let me know what you think about it, and let everybody else know what you think about it, because I absolutely love this series. E-Ratic, Kari Andrews doing a freaking great job with this one. But I want to know down in the comments below what you thought about, what you have thought about E-Ratic, if it sounds like something you might be into. And if you have read issue number 5, what you have thought of this story, because I think it's absolutely great seeing this young tale. And it's kind of reminiscent of Spider-Man. It kind of reminds you of Spider-Man, but it's not quite Spider-Man. It's a little bit different, and I'm telling you, I really enjoyed what's been going on here. Hey, and Spider-Man hasn't been this good in a while, right? But let me know down in the comments below all of your thoughts, and let's go ahead and get into this next book. This next book is on Boom Studios, and man, oh man, I am telling you, this one right here, I absolutely love this one. BRZRKR issue number 2. This book is written by Matt Kent and Keanu Reeves. And it's got art by Ron Garney, colors by Bill Crabtree, lettered by Clem Robbins. This book right here is basically it's Wolverine Keanu Reeves, right? I mean, not quite. We don't really know. I mean, do we really know about Wolverine? This story is very good. The issue number 1 kind of gave us a little introduction to this character and a little bit of setup of what was going on. Here in issue number 3, or issue number 2, I'm sorry, is really much background on our main character here that we know as B, or Berserker. And we're getting a lot more of exactly where he was growing, where he grew up at, and some of the things, kind of how he came to be, how he came about. Very good story that we're getting here in this one. And the thing here is, especially in issue number 1 and here in issue number 2, we don't get a whole lot of words. There's not a whole lot of reading. There's just some great art. I mean, this is probably one of the pages that has some of the most reading you're going to do in this book. And that's not to say that you're not getting no reading, but you're getting some reading, just some good dialogue with some great art here. I mean, check this out. I mean, I really do like this. What's they got going on here. The art in this book. Here's some more blood and guts and gore, and yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like Wolverine, Conan, Keanu. Dude, it's great. I love this book. And the thing is, it's so simple. It reminds me of like punk rock music or something like ooh, how about hardcore? Hardcore music. Sorry, not punk. Hardcore. The band Madball, if you've ever heard of them. They're a band that's just like cut, dry, no songs over 2 minutes. It's just really quick, to the point, and in your face. It gets the job done. That's all you need. You need the basics. You need to get the job done. You got it done right here in this story with Ron Garney's art, Bill Crabtree's colors in this, man. And I'm telling you, the story, very simple, very basic, but so far it's just that. It's simple, basic, bouncing that ball, doing what it does to win. This is what wins championships, baby. Yeah, one issue at a time, one story at a time, building it up. And I've really enjoyed, like, this is really good. I know some people may not like it. Maybe you want a little more, maybe you want people flapping their gums more. Maybe you want a little bit less of the story being told through the art. I think they've been doing a very good job with this one. But I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Plus, in case you read issue number 1, they had a coupon that came with issue number 1 of Berserker, and they gave these coupons out, and finally when this came out, they got these this coupon that you could redeem for an issue number 1 of Something is Killing the Children on Boom Studios, as well, written by James Tynion IV, with art by Werther Deladera, colored by Miguel Muerto. I can't remember who does the letters in this book. I can't remember who does, and World Design does the letters in this book. But this is the cover right here. So if you bought, I know, what was it, about a few weeks ago, they did issue number 1 in a foil cover that they re-released, and they put an insert in there so you could get this. If you missed out on Something is Killing the Children, don't forget to turn in your coupon and pick up your copy of Something is Killing the Children, issue number 1. And that's just a fire cover that they put on there. That is just a great cover. I think I like when Something is Killing the Child. I think I got like a third. Was it second? Third? I can't even remember which printing I got of Something is Killing the Children, issue number 1. And this is definitely, I think it's a nicer cover than the one I got, but I don't know. That's just if you ask me. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you read Berserker, if you read it, and what your thoughts are on it, and if you have read Something is Killing the Children, whatever you think of that series, because I think it's a good one. But now moving on into the next Boom Studios, moving on, we've got Once and Future, issue number 18. This book is being written by Kieran Gillen with art by Dan Mora, colors by Tamara Bonneville, and lettered by Ed Dukeshire. I like this series. I want to say I love this series, but I just can't say that. But yeah, like, here's the thing: is like it just seems like it goes and it slows, and it goes and it slows. It just like keeps me in there. Like it hasn't got me fully engaged. Like but I need to go back and I need to read all these stories again and just kind of rebrush up and everything. But this story right here, issue number 18. I believe they're going in 6-issue arcs here. I could be wrong here. I think the first trade was 6 issues. I would guess the second one's 6. I don't have the trade of the second one. And so I would guess this is like the end of this third story arc, and I gotta tell you, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. We see the story here kind of come to its climax and its ending here towards the beginning of the issue. And then we see that Duncan, Granny, and Rose and everybody, they kind of get away as things kind of slow down a little bit. And they're taking their breather, and that's when things start to go awry in Underworld. And the way this story has been going, like I said, the ebb and flow of this has been pretty good. What I really enjoy the most about this book is Kieran Gillen's writing and telling the story. It's been like that, like it's been good. It's been keeping me going. So he's doing a good job there. Enough that like I haven't said this sucks. It's just like what sucks about it is like I feel like I want to drop it and I just can't. But the other thing here is it's the full team of people they have here. Dan More's art is really good. I really do feel that Tamara Bonnevillen's colors lend a lot to the art going on here. And then of course Ed Dukeshire's letters. This book is a total team effort, and that's why I've said here on the channel several times when reviewing this and in other things like that I've talked about and kind of went off about, like, people always, they'll talk about, oh, Kieran Gillen or Kieran Gillen and Dan Mora. They'll forget about mentioning Tamara Bonnevillen or even Ed Dukeshire. And I'm telling you, the reason for me is because this book is a total team effort and they are doing a great job with this book. Without one of the people, if they change one of the people on this book, I'm done. I'm absolutely done and I won't be pulling it anymore. Because for me, this is the total team. This is right? This is the package right here. And I'm really enjoying this one because it will change if they get somebody else. Guaranteed. Doesn't matter. I mean, who are you going to change? You're going to change the writer? It's not even the same, right? It's face it. But you're going to change Dan Mora? It's like, right? You're going to change Tamara? You can't change it. Yeah. You're going to change Ed Dukeshire? Come on. You've had the team together this long. You can't do it. So, but that's just if you ask me. Let me know down in the comments below. And I did think this book was probably a better kind of end to an arc, getting ready to segue into a new arc than they have done in the first couple of volumes so far in this one. But let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below, and we will get into this next one I have been looking forward to for quite a while on Dark Horse Comics. This is Cyberpunk 2077. What is it? You owe me? You have my word. Yeah, you have my word. I believe this is the A cover right here. Yeah, this is the A cover right here. Cyberpunk 2077 Trauma Team came out on Dark Horse. I don't know, just a handful of months ago. But it started right before the game came out, and believe me, from what I've heard online, I never played the game. It's a lot better than the game was. It was written by Colin Bunn. It was great. This one right here is being written by Bartosz Stybor. It's got art and standard cover by Jesus Hervaz, and colors by Giulia. I know I'm butchering this one. Brusco, and letters by Frank Svetkovic. Same guy who did the letters on the last one. And variant cover by Mattia de Ilias. And I will show you those names right there, especially since I butchered those ones. I know I butchered those names. And you can see some of the art that you can kind of expect in this book here as well. Again, I think the art in this book has been good. I think the story in this book is good so far. This book is just kind of expanding the world of what is it, Night City? Expanding the world of Cyberpunk 2077, and I thought they've done really good here. In that first series, we were with Trauma Team, kind of, and what they were doing, kind of really getting into a story there. Here it looks like we're going into a little bit more of the criminal underworld and learning some characters and kind of what their motivations were. And here I thought this story was actually very good here because some of the things that happen in the story, they're tracking down. This person, this renegade, or this vigilante, if you will, or that's kind of just how it is in Night City. Like, people got, anyway, organized crime, and it's anyway. you have to read the story to read this, and you have to kind of get the Night City thing. Like I said, I didn't play the game, but I get it. I get it. And here we see that there's this crew, and they're being hired to go out and do different jobs. And this one particular one, we get the story about this guy who is like a big time CEO, and the sick things that people do to get their rocks off, and just the things that people will do. This guy's going in and completely shaming and humiliating this young lady through manipulating her, and it was a very very good stuff here. Just in this book, I thought was absolutely great. The colors here in this book, it matches the story with the art. Everything in this book I really enjoyed. Dark Horse Comics has been, they've been quiet. They've been running low under the radar, especially here over this last year, as they've kind of started to come back out again and start putting out titles regularly. And even before that, it seems like they were kind of running under the radar with some really great titles. And Cyberpunk 2077 has this book is really good so far. I can't wait to read issue number 2. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I think they're actually getting ready to do a second a third Cyberpunk book, 2077 book 2 as well. But let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. This is one I definitely recommend, the Cyberpunk series. I think they're doing pretty good on this. You can find the trade paperback of Cyberpunk 2077 Trauma Team at your local comic book shop right now. It's probably online or online retailers as well. Again, that one was very good. Cyberpunk 2077, you have my word, another great read coming to us from Dark Horse Comics. But that's all I have for that one. Let's go ahead and get right into this next one. Oof, man, let me tell you, the Department of Truth returns this week. This book is being written by James Tynion IV. It's got art by Martin Simmons, and it's lettered by Aditya Bidikar. I'll show you those names right there. We got Martin Simmons returning on the art here, guys. This book, I gotta tell you, the past like 2 issues wasn't Martin Simmons. They had a couple of different artists on there. It was kind of just like a segue into this next chapter of the books of the series. And I think the first one was probably, I'm not sure how many issues the first story arc was. It was probably 5, and now 6 and 7. And then we got issue number 8 here. So this would be midway through the second. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not going to confess to know what they're doing there. But this book right here, this book, and I keep talking about it, and like everyone's like, what? How? This book is about cancel culture and confirmation bias. There's the Department of Truth. That's what they deal in, because they go out there and they kind of decide what's going to become truth by way of these rumors that are being started, the rumor mill, if you will. And basically what we're finding here is that they are manipulating reality. And we've seen, as we've followed our main character, Cole Turner, and how they've manipulated him. But everybody seems to be manipulating him. Maybe for a reason. We get a little bit more of that here in this issue. But we get a little bit more about, we've got a little bit about the Department of Truth, Black Hat, and a little bit more. Here we're getting the man in the black helicopter. We're learning about another character here. One of the characters who is not necessarily maybe with the Department of Truth, but works with the Department of Truth, and somebody that helps them in what they do in trying to help realities become reality, helping get rid of other certain realities and all kinds of different things. You can tell in this book right here, they've got a lot of just cool things going on here with this story. Again, this is maybe not a story for everybody. I'm not completely into it because, like me, I read it and like, yeah, like they're like the Department of Truth. They're full of crap. They're making things come true that they want to come true. It's their narrative. They decide and they manipulate others. It's pretty simple. I don't think this is a very difficult book to get, but it's been very good. One of the things that a lot of people have really liked about this book is kind of the unsettling art of Martin Simmons here throughout this series, and especially in like the first handful of issues as we're getting some of the background. There's some very cool stuff that happened in this book. I gotta be honest with you, I've been kind of on this series, I've just kind of been and apparently this is getting a TV show now. Altogether on this one, I've always been kind of I think this issue right here actually kind of got me into it. It's kind of like, wow, they came back and they knocked one. I don't know. This might have been an in the park home run. I don't know. I don't know. But I thought this one is probably one of the better issues here. I mean, there's been some good issues here, but this one overall, I think, kind of got me a little bit more like, okay, as things are starting to unfold. I mean, because it's kind of like it's what I thought it was, and now it's kind of coming into the story. I'm like, okay, cool. It's not just me, and I knew it wasn't. Like, but I'm not sure if that means that's good storytelling or bad storytelling. I can't decide because like nothing's really been surprising here to me, right? I don't know. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below on Department of Truth. Like I said, I've really enjoyed it. Definitely a recommend for issue number 8. If you're one of those people who didn't like issue number 6 and number 7, make sure you pick up issue number 8. But okay, now moving into Vault Comics, this is my last book of the week. We've got Shadow Service, issue number 7. This book is being written by Kevin Scott. It's got art by Corin Howell. Triona Farrell is the colorist, and World Design is the letterer. I'll show you those names right there. Now this one right here, guys, you know, I'm not really big into like the magic and the demons and all that kinds of stuff. And this one has a little bit of all of that. But I've really enjoyed this one. You know what it is, what I started reading this is because it's on Vault Comics, and I like a lot of their books. Good publisher, good people over there, and they put out some good quality books. Not only the books are good quality, but a lot of the stories and everything I really do enjoy as well. They put out just something a little bit different. Here we've kind of been following this story about this girl who was kind of shunned by her family. She was a runaway. She would go into foster homes, and along the way she found out that 'cause she knew magic, and she eventually stumbled upon this organization called the MI666 or what, I can't remember what they call themselves, but they wanted to enlist her help to bring some of these the bad people of the underworld there in I believe like London to justice, if you will. I think they just want to kill them and take their power. And we see that she's kind of been trying to play these both sides, and she's trying to figure out what's going on here. Issue number 7 here just does some really cool stuff. And again, like I need to go back through and really reread all these and bring a good review on all these up, because I've really enjoyed the progression of this character, or just the progression of this story, and seeing everything that's going on here so far. Issue number 6 was kind of a book that gave us a little bit of a background of one of the main characters, not the main character. So it's been good. I've been enjoying this series overall. The art in this book I like. It's been pretty good. The colors been good as well. You can see some of the stuff going on here. I'll show you. I'll flip to some of the other stuff that I really enjoy out of here, because some of this stuff is absolutely great. Let's see. We got some zombies, and guys, you guys know me. If you guys know me long enough here, I'm not really into zombies and all that stuff. But check this out. Like I love seeing like some of where's it at? Where does it get into all that body horror stuff like down here? Like, dude, I love it. I love it. We've got, I know there's another couple panels here where we get a little bit more here. Oh yeah, like check this out. Like just like beautiful. It's just good. It's just cool looking stuff. But anyway, Shadow Service. Again, I've enjoyed this series overall. I'm not sure how long this is going to be going on. If it's going to be, they're going to continue this one and ongoing. But I don't know. But things like I said before, it's not a book I'm really into. Like it's a book I like, but it's about stuff I'm not really into. And I've enjoyed what they've done here with this series so far. And even the like what I've been getting a lot too is I always get these covers, these Rebecca Isaacs covers as well, because she does these covers. And she was the artist that was doing Money Shot. And they got a different artist on Money Shot now, but hey, I'm sure there's reasons for that. But so altogether, I've enjoyed Shadow Service. I think it's one you should read if you're definitely into magic and witches and witchcraft and all of those kinds of stuff. Definitely like demons and the underworld. Very cool stuff going on here in Shadow Service and this book altogether. But that's just if you ask me. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below if you have read Shadow Service, or if it sounds like something that you might be into. Well, folks, that's all we've got for the comic book reviews this week, guys. Again, let me know what is on your comic book pull list this week, and let me know what you thought about these books and what you thought about all of these reviews. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for being here today. You all have a very good day, and we will see you in the next video. Later.